We're in Setúbal, Portugal, and we're at Iracande Coffee Shop. This is a brand new place here in Setúbal for coffee. Brandy new. I mean, they're really officially not even open yet. They open on Monday. Today's Thursday. They're just handing out free samples and working out all the kinks, training their staff. I was talking to one of the employees, Lucas, and he told me that Iracande is a specific kind of jellyfish from Australia. The owners, they're from Australia. So they opened up this place and they thought, well, Portugal has jellyfish, Australia has jellyfish, Iracande would be a good way to introduce Australia to the people of Portugal. So it's nice. It's just a very narrow place, but I can tell that these folks are serious about their coffee. They've got all the machines and they're very fastidious about properly making the coffee, going through all the steps of tamping it down properly, extracting it properly, correct temperature, all that stuff. So what did I get? They're from Australia, so what I got was a flat white. Flat white is, kind of like a cappuccino. What it is espresso, although this is awfully big. I don't know. And then you have a little layer of foamed milk. Now, a typical flat white, a traditional flat white, how traditional is it? It's only been around for 50 years, but a traditional flat white has smaller micro beads of milk. It's not quite as bubbly and frothy as you might get with a cappuccino. Nowadays, a lot of flat whites, they just foam less milk and pour it over the top. But this is nice, and these folks are from Australia, so I said, gotta get a flat white. That's really good. That's really good. Impressive. I'm happy. This might be one of the first places in Setúbal to offer a flat white. You go into Lisbon and you'll see coffee spots that offer flat whites and stuff like that, and their menus aren't even in Portuguese. They're all in English, but these guys probably the first ones to offer a flat white here. That's good. All right, Karen, on the other hand, she got a cappuccino, and I think they put a little cinnamon on top here. So you've got a thicker layer of foamed milk with your espresso on here. That's very nice too. So these guys know what they're doing. I wish them all the success in the world. My only thing is I wonder, the folks in Setúbal, the traditional Portuguese people, they like their coffee the way they like their coffee. And Lucas said, they can make traditional Portuguese coffee. I wonder if they're gonna come here or not. But I'm definitely going to be back, and I'm definitely going to tell all our friends that this is a good spot. So today we're going to be going on a little boat ride as part of the Bay Festival. This coffee will get us going for that. It's kind of a cloudy day here in Setúbal. It's not the perfect day to be out on the water, but what the heck? It was a free boat ride. Not going to pass that up. We're aboard the Maravilha do Sado. This is a traditional Portuguese boat owned by the city, and we're going to go out on a little boat ride today. This is all part of the Bay Festival here in Setúbal. It happens every year. It goes on for like 4 days, and they have food and performances and also cultural events, and this is one of them. It's free. You just had to register, and they send you an email saying, come aboard this day, this time. Do it a couple of times a day. So, the clouds look a little ominous, but I think the rain is through for the day, and we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. But it's really cool down here. This is the fishing dock of Setúbal. This is where the fishermen used to go out and get their catch, and still go out. If you come out here early in the morning, you can see the boats going out pretty much every day. And the water and fishing and, just maritime in general is an extraordinarily important part of the culture of this city of Setúbal where we live. Whether it's, the bay here or the ocean or, you know, the industries that popped up around it. So they celebrate that every year, and that's one of the things that I really like about the city we live in. All of the cultural events, all of the festivals and celebrations that they have pretty much all year round. And this is just one of them, and we're going to try and make the most of it and enjoy as much as we can all weekend here in Setúbal. So we're on the boat here out on the Sado, and I gotta say it's really turned out to be a nice day. Those ominous clouds turned out to be nothing whatsoever. It's sunny, there's fluffy clouds up there. They look a little bit gray, but it ain't gonna rain. It's a beautiful day here out on the water. Behind me is the Troya Peninsula, which is right across the water from Setúbal. If you want to get there, it's easy enough. There's a ferry that goes back and forth all day and all night until late. And I'm really glad that the city of Setúbal did this free little boat ride for folks for the Bay Festival. But if you come to Setúbal and it's not during the Bay Festival, you can still come out here pretty much every day. They've got dolphin tours. There's a unique pod of dolphins that live out here in Setúbal, and pretty much every day they go out and look at them. There are estuary tours where you can go out and see all the wildlife and the birds and whatnot. That's interesting. And of course there's the ferry as well if you just want to get from one side to the other. And it carries pedestrians, bikes, and there's one for cars as well. I'm really glad that we were able to do this. It turned out to be a beautiful day, and we got to get a nice view from the water of the shoreline. There's some really cool areas that aren't really that easy to access. So it turned out to be a great day on the water. I'm really glad that we did it. There were actually 2 boat rides today. One was at 11 in the morning and one was 3 in the afternoon. This is the afternoon one. And I really feel lucky that we got this one, not the 11 o'clock, because it was raining at 11 o'clock this morning. I don't even know if they went out or not. But it wouldn't have been that much fun because it was wet and it was gray and it was raining. So perfect day out on the water. And we're going to enjoy some more of this Bay Festival this weekend here in Setúbal. This is the Sagres boat of the Portuguese Navy. Really impressive with the tall wooden masts and the sails. It's pretty incredible. This boat has been coming in every year for the Bay Festival, and you can just go on board and tour it for free. It's really nice. So the name Sagres is actually kind of humorous to me because Sagres is the name of a town in Portugal, and there's a long naval history with Sagres going back to Vasco da Gama. But it's also the name of one of the 2 biggest beers in Portugal. Think Budweiser. That's Sagres, and frankly, it's about the same quality. So when you got a boat named Sagres, that's the first thing I think of. And then you go on board and you look inside the galley, and are they serving Sagres? Do they have Sagres on tap? Nope. They have Superbock, which is the other one, which would be like, I don't know, Miller Lite or something. So anyway, on board Sagres, they serve Superbock. But it's really cool to get to go in there and walk around and take a look at the deck where the captain would be piloting the boat. They've got sailors on board willing to answer questions for you. It's a great part of this little Bay Festival that they put on every year in Setúbal. And I'm glad that we came down because last year, I remember distinctly, it was rainy and the weather was terrible, and it wasn't a good time to go up on that boat. You know, it just wasn't a nice day. It was cold and raw. But today, the sun comes out, so it's a beautiful day to be on the water. It's a beautiful day to check out this little boat. And we're going to do some more stuff here in Setúbal this weekend. Check out more of the festivals and some of the food, and maybe a little bit of the music if we can stay up that late. So in addition to the Bay Festival, this weekend is also the Custom Motorcycle Festival, which happens every year in Setúbal. Harley-Davidson mostly, and it's pretty fast. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I don't think I've ridden a motorcycle in probably 35 years, maybe longer. But it is interesting to come here and see this. They've got antique Harleys, they've got tricked out Harleys, and different kinds of motorcycles as well, not just Harley Davidsons. Every year they have this, and people come from all over Portugal, all over Europe to attend this festival, to see all the motorcycles. People come here and show off their bikes and check out other people's bikes. There's a long street of vendors selling different Harley Davidson and motorcycle gear, whether it's, outfits, leather outfits, or, custom design stuff. And then there's stuff like soaps and weird stuff like that. I don't know how that has anything to do with motorcycles, but lots and lots of motorcycle related paraphernalia. And it really reminds me of the 80s in the US, because you walk by, people are cranking like Guns N' Roses and Deep Purple and Metallica and that kind of music. So Bon Jovi, so that kind of stuff's going on. They also have live music performers. We're here right now between bands, so we didn't get to see any music performed live. And then there's this huge food court. And as you can imagine, the line for the beer tent is pretty long, but there's lots of food here too, including, I saw behind me, vegan burgers and vegan hot dogs. So, you've got your typical Portuguese food, your bifanas and batatas fritas, French fries, and things like that, and of course lots of Sagres beer. But there's lots of stuff to choose from, and people are here having a really good time. This will go late into the night, well after we're tucked in and gone to bed. But this is a yearly festival, and I think it really shows how the city of Setúbal does a really good job of making sure there's lots and lots of cultural events going on. They've got this big Bay Festival going on the same time that they've got this custom festival going on. So really something for everyone this weekend in Setúbal. So we'll finish up our video about the Bay Festival here in Setúbal, and behind me is the Largo de Jose Alfonso, which is one of the main squares here, and this is where a lot of events take place in Setúbal. Inside they've got food trucks, and they've got wine tasting of local wines. They've got food demonstrations, cooking demonstrations, and of course they've got beer too. So it's a really nice place to have this. And behind me is the main drag here in Setúbal, Luisa Todi Avenue. And since this is the custom show this weekend, you're undoubtedly going to hear loud motorcycles going on behind me. When we moved to Setúbal a couple of years ago, Karen and I were both like, we hadn't been here before. We'd been to Portugal, we'd been to Lisbon, but we hadn't been to Setúbal. So we didn't know if this was going to be the place where we were going to wind up, but we said, hey, we'll come here, we'll try it. If we like it, great. If we don't, we'll try somewhere else in Portugal or maybe some other place, we don't know. But one of the things that really sold us on Setúbal over the last couple of years has been not only all of the boxes that it checked for us, being close to the water, being a good-sized city, having good transportation, being close to an international airport, friendly people, good food. The other thing was that we wanted to have a place with a good cultural environment. And Setúbal has it. There's stuff going on all the time, festivals, but also presentations and exhibits and movies and lectures and all kinds of great things. Much more than for a city this size should have. So hats off to Setúbal, and this is really a place that we're glad that we decided to move to. So I'm going to say adios for now, but if you enjoyed this video, pop us a like. If you like food and travel, hit me up on the podcast, destinationeatdrink.com/pod. If you like foodie travel, destinationeatdrink.com is your place for foodie travel guides. And if you have an idea for another video you want me to do here, just drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching.